Did you know that the United States has temporarily suspended its entire refugee admissions program? Yes, the program known as USRAP has been officially paused until further notice. The reason? The U.S. administration hasn't yet set the official refugee cap for the 2026 fiscal year. That number defines how many refugees can legally be resettled each year. Without it, no new interviews, transfers, or resettlement flights can move forward. The result, thousands of refugee cases in countries like Jordan, Kenya, Turkey, and Uganda are now on hold, according to U.S.-based organizations. More than 35,000 approved cases have been frozen, including families who had already completed security and medical checks and were ready to travel, but are now forced to wait indefinitely. Many of them are living in crowded camps or temporary cities, some waiting for more than 2 years. To recall previous numbers, in 2023, the ceiling was set at 125,000 refugees. In 2024, the U.S. actually resettled around 80,000. By 2025, the number dropped to around 60,000, mostly from Ukraine, Afghanistan, and Syria. Now, with no new cap announced for 2026, the program is effectively at a standstill for the first time in over a decade. Politically, the split in Washington is clear. Republicans argue that priority should go to border security and domestic control, while Democrats and civil rights groups see the freeze as a humanitarian setback that undermines America's long-standing role as a leader in global refugee protection. Human rights organizations like Human Rights Watch and Amnesty International warn that the suspension could put thousands of vulnerable people at risk, especially in conflict zones such as Sudan and Syria. They also called on the U.S. government to set the new refugee cap quickly to avoid what they described as a deepening humanitarian crisis. According to internal sources, the White House is expected to announce the new number soon, likely between 30,000 and 50,000 admissions for the coming year, which would mark the lowest annual target since the Trump administration in 2020. Internationally, the decision has sparked debate. Countries like Germany and Canada have already announced plans to expand their own resettlement programs for 2026, a move analysts see as an attempt to fill the humanitarian gap left by the temporary U.S. freeze. However, Washington insists the suspension doesn't mean cancellation, but rather a temporary administrative review to balance national security, budget priorities, and the global refugee situation, until a new decision is made. The U.S. refugee program remains in limbo, caught between national security concerns on one side and humanitarian obligations on the other. Do you think this pause is a reasonable temporary measure, or a step back from America's humanitarian asylum policy that has lasted for decades? Share your thoughts in the comments. And don't forget to like and subscribe for more updates.